When working with fractions or decimals, it's important to have a sense of the size of the number. For example, is it closer to 0 or closer to 1? Is it more than a half or less than a half? In the examples below, we'll decide whether each of these fractions are more than 1/2 or less than 1/2. One way to do this is to look at the denominator, so in this case 8, and decide what half the denominator is. Half of 8 would be 4. So a fraction of 4/8 would be equal to 1/2. Any numerator greater than 4 is greater than 1/2. Any numerator less than 4 would be less than 1/2. So therefore, 7/8 is greater than 1/2. We can do the same for the rest of the examples. In B, we have 5/16. If I consider the denominator, half of 16 is 8. My numerator is smaller than 8, so this is less than half. Go ahead and do the next two. Pause the video for a moment and then check and see how you did. You can see that 23/32 is greater than 1/2, and 15/32 is less than a half. You may also start to notice things like 15/32 is quite close to the value of 1/2. Often in the trades, when you're dealing with fractions, you're dealing with fractions of an inch. So you'll see denominators of 16ths, 8ths, quarters, halves, and so on. The table below shows some of the common fractions that you'll deal with in terms of fractions of an inch. Take some time and complete the decimal equivalents for these values. As you work more and more with these, you will start to learn and memorize them. Take your time going through this table, and then you can check your work with the matching activity.